All right, those were the top headlines. Let's get to the stories then. And US President Donald Trump has said that he has demanded about 7 countries to send warships to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. However, his appeals have brought no commitment as oil prices soar during the Iran war. The American president declined to name the countries that his administration is negotiating with to join a coalition to police the waterway. Speaking to reporters on Air Force One, he issued a warning to NATO.
Remember, like as an example, in many cases, the NATO countries, we're always there for NATO. We're helping them with Ukraine. And many, it's got a notion that between us doesn't affect us, but we've helped them. It'd be interesting to see what country wouldn't help us with a very small endeavor, which is just keeping the strait open. And by comparison, it's small because Iran has very little firepower left.
Earlier, in an interview with the Financial Times, Trump said that NATO faces a very bad future if US allies fail to open the Strait of Hormuz. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke to the US President. According to Downing Street, they discussed the ongoing situation and the importance of reopening the strait to end the disruption to global shipping. But a report in the Telegraph suggests that Starmer is refusing to send warships to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. UK's Energy Secretary Ed Miliband said that the government was intensively looking at what could be done to open the strait, but refused to offer a firm commitment. France and Germany have also signaled reluctance to answer the US president's demand. But Trump isn't giving up. Not only has he warned NATO, but also pressed on China to help in opening the Strait of Hormuz, saying his upcoming summit in Beijing with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping could be delayed. He said he would want to know Beijing's decision before the summit, noting that China, as well as many European countries, rely more than the US on oil flowing from the Gulf.
You go back and look at what I said years ago. I said, why aren't we maintaining the Hormuz Strait when it's really there for China and many other countries? Why aren't they doing it? And that's because we had weak leadership, to be honest with you. But I'm bringing it up now. So I think even long term, I think it's something that other countries should help us with.
According to data compiled by an agency from the International Energy Agency, IEA, and the U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, global oil demand averaged about 104 million barrels per day in the first half. Of this total, roughly 80 million barrels per day was traded by sea. Around 70% of global oil demand and more than 90% of seaborne oil trade passes through 7 major choke points worldwide. The Strait of Hormuz, connecting the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea, is one of the most strategically important energy choke points in the world. In the first half of last year, oil flows through the strait averaged 20.9 million barrels per day, which is roughly 20% of global oil consumption and roughly 1/4 of seaborne oil trade.